In this video, we're going to take a look at all the vendor-bought recipes for Alchemy and Classic World of Warcraft. Well, nearly all. There are transmute recipes that are bought from vendors, but the other half of them are world drops and require faction reputation, so I'm just going to cover them in a later video for the sake of simplicity. Real quick, if you're digging this series, hit that like button for me. A lot of time goes into researching and organizing all this information in a way that's easy to digest. So it's much appreciated. But without further ado, let's review. Right off the bat, I want to look at the protection potions. Early in our world drop video, we went over the more powerful versions of these resistance potions, and it makes sense. The vendor bought recipes are going to have a lesser impact than a world drop recipe. Frost, Fire, Nature, and Shadow protection potions are bought off of vendors. But there's a resistance missing. The Arcane Resistance Potion. There is a greater Arcane Protection Potion, but not a normal one. Rather, there's a Holy Protection Potion in its place, which honestly seems pretty useless. Now, I've heard of different stories in the past of why this Holy Protection Potion exists, even though it's not a core resistance, but if anyone knows exactly that reason why, enlighten us all in the comment section. The second thing you're going to notice on this list is all you warriors out there. There are progressive rage potions in Alchemy. Again, in the world drop video, there's even a third tier to this set, the Mighty Rage Potion. Regardless, dude, during the entire leveling process, you could have rage potions in your back pocket at all times and pull them out when you need that extra burst damage if you ever get yourself in a sticky situation. Whoever thought alchemy and herbalism was geared towards warriors? Next, we've got some pretty insane items coming from the vendor recipes. The Fad Potion, man. This item is a godsend, and I'm kind of surprised it's not a world drop. Now look at these Shadow and Frost oils. Dude, all of a sudden your rogue just turned into a warlock and a mage all in one. These oils are insane. That Shadow oil is proccing at 15% and casting Shadow Bolt 3. And remember guys, this is shadow damage, which completely ignores armor values, sending big hits to your opponent. Then the Frost Oil is proccing at 10% and slinging a Frostbolt at the enemy. Not only is it inflicting Frostbolt damage, but it's slowing them as well. These oils are freaking awesome, and a nice little bonus if you were to level with Alchemy. Then, of course, we've got our Philosopher Stone that's needed for transmutes, and Ghost Dye, which is used in 3 different epic tailoring crafts. Finishing up our normal vendor recipes, we've got a Shadow Power Potion, increasing specifically spell shadow damage, not weapon based, and an elixir that increases attack power against demons. The Elixir of Superior Defense is another item that is inferior to its world drop recipe. It's a solid potion for tanks, but there are actually 2 other options that increase armor by 1000 and 2000, which are obtained from a quest reward and a world drop. But in the meantime, the Elixir of Superior Defense isn't a bad alternative. And, of course, these buffs fall into the same category, so they don't stack with each other. Now, our last tier of mana and health potions are bought off of vendors rather than trained from the basic trainers. The second to last mana potion made it to the vendor shelf as well. Now, let's review all the faction vendor recipes in Alchemy that are not transmutes. That leaves us with 4 recipes. These recipes are available to purchase if you're at the respected reputation with the Zandalar tribe. These potions, for the most part, are the final upgrade and better version of potions you can receive through trainers or through world drop recipes. The Greater Dreamless Potion restores an additional 900 health and mana compared to its counterpart that's learned from the basic trainer. The Living Action Potion is an upgrade from the FAP because of its ability to remove stuns or impairing effects, rather than the FAP needing to be premeditated. Although the FAP definitely has its own use and doesn't seem to be overshadowed by the power of the LAP. Major Troll's Blood Potion is the final upgrade to all the minor health increases you've enjoyed from all the inferior Troll's Blood Potions leveling up. Last on this list is the Mage Blood Potion. I'm pretty sure it's the only alchemy potion that restores mana over time similar to the Troll's Blood Potions, making it one of a kind. It doesn't seem that advantageous, but it's fun to have the versatility with little buffs like these. Alright, that's all the vendor recipes that can be learned as an alchemist. Now, let's review where each of these recipes can be bought in the world of Azeroth. Now, if you're looking to grab that Rage Potion recipe early on and utilize those sharp claws that you find from beasts around the world, there are plenty of vendors to choose from. The Night Elf Warriors kind of get left out on this one, but for everyone else, you shouldn't have a problem picking this plan up. The Holy Protection Potion is picked up off of some unique vendors, but it's not really a recipe you're going to be hunting down. The Shadow Protection Potion can be bought in Ashenvale for the Alliance and Hillsbrad Foothills for the Horde. The beloved Fad Potion, this thing is bought off of alchemist vendors in the capital cities, and for some reason the Alliance get 2 chances at this recipe. As good of a recipe as this is, I don't see you having any trouble picking up this recipe if you were to just camp a bank alt on top of one of these guys. Now the Shadow Oil is a sweet recipe, and both the Horde and the Alliance can buy it off of a goblin in Duskwood who's located on the 2nd floor of an abandoned house. The Horde have a more practical option by buying this recipe off of Montar, found in the Thousand Needles. Now we're getting to the juicy stuff. Guys, this recipe is tucked away in the Altaric Mountains, where a goblin is found chilling on the edge of a wall that's built around the perimeter of the mountains. He's very well hidden and holds one of the best gold making recipes for alchemists. Now, people are definitely going to be farming this guy, and he's a neutral NPC, so the Horde and the Alliance are going to have to share this recipe. So if you happen to be in the area, absolutely check him out and see if he's carrying that frost oil recipe. When you're passing through Thousand Needles and South Shore, you can pick up the plans for the Fire Protection Potion. Now, when all you warriors are ready to upgrade to that 2nd Rage Potion, the recipes can be found in the capital cities. And I don't know why Ulther's hanging on to 2 Rage Potions, but he does have more than one at a time. Sheesh, everybody's got their hands on the plans for the Nature Protection Potions. You've got plenty of opportunities to pick this recipe up. The Frost Potion recipes can be found in Arathi Highlands for the Alliance, and the Horde are going to have to pay a visit to Booty Bay. The Philosopher's Stone recipe needed for all transmutations can be bought off of vendor Alchemist Pezzlezug, found in Tenaris, and he has an unlimited supply of these things. The Ghost Dye recipe is bought off of alchemists found in Feralis for both the Horde and the Alliance. Now if you're just dying to get that Shadow Power Elixir recipe, it can be found in both Stormwind and the Undercity. Now the Elixir of Demon Slaying recipe is conveniently located in or near the Blasted Lands, which just so happens to have demons roaming around the zone. The Elixir of Superior Defense recipe can be bought in Ironforge for the Alliance and Orgrimmar for the Horde. Now the Superior Mana Potion. Again, this is going to be bought off of vendors found in the capital cities. Major Healing Potion. These next 2 recipes are the most powerful healing and mana potions that alchemists can create in vanilla. You're going to have to fight the other faction for this Major Healing Potion recipe, which is sold off a little goblin found in Winterspring. Now for the Major Mana Potion. This recipe can be obtained 2 different ways. You're going to have to make a trip to Scholomance and either get this drop from Dark Master Ganling during a Scholomance run, or complete a short 3 quest chain which will give you access to the vendor Magnus Frostwake. This vendor is found outside of the instance and is a ghost, and can only be seen after you complete those quests. Once you speak with Magnus, he sells a multitude of recipes, and Major Mana Potions is one of them. And this recipe just so happens to be bind on pickup, so you won't be seeing any of these pop up on the auction house. Now our last 4 faction recipes. All of these recipes are going to be bought off of Rin Wosho the Trader, and will need varied reputations with the Zandalar tribe. The Greater Dreamless Potion and the Mage Blood Potions only require a friendly reputation with the Zandalar tribe. The last Troll's Blood Potion recipe requires an honored reputation to access. And last but not least, the very powerful Lap. It requires an exalted reputation with these trolls. Hey, thanks for watching guys, and supporting all my profession vids with the like. Which recipe are you most excited about farming from the Vendors Come Classic? Tell me about it in the comments. Until next time, it's your boy Grace for Days. Howdy.